What if you could guarantee a higher income stream than any other traditional retirement plan with an even smaller investment using one of the top annuities in the market? And all of this is while being completely unaffected by any market volatility. Imagine this, earning 10% guaranteed interest for every year that you hold off on taking income. I'm sure you're wondering at this point, what's the catch? How do you even know which annuity is the best fit for you? On this video, we're going to discuss everything you need to know and your potential options. Hello, my name is Brandon Cole, and I'm what you would call a wealth solutionist and the founder of Prolific Solutions, a financial consultancy based out of the San Francisco Bay Area. See, my firm focuses on 3 different pillars of your financial success, being financial, tax, and estate planning. If you're watching this, it's because you're actively researching annuities and which one is specifically right for you. You've probably been offered different options and heard of various different annuities, maybe even some that have these giant bonuses as the focus of the discussion. But what you should be asking yourself and be wary of is this bonus is even actually worth it. Is this bonus something that you can liquidate, or is it only something that you can use for income? What returns might you be giving up to have this bonus? And how do you even know which type of annuity to even want? See, for those of you who have been following my social media platforms, you know I put a lot of attention towards making sure people like yourselves actually know what your options are and you have the proper insight to make informed decisions. See, today we'll discuss 2 specific types of fixed index annuities, what I like to call income annuities, as well as what I like to call accumulation annuities. We'll explore how to determine what annuity is best suited for your financial situation, and even highlight the features of both options. Income annuities are typically best for people who are looking for a guaranteed return in a set time frame. Maybe you're looking for a high guarantee of 7 to 10%, maybe some bonuses might help you get there, as well as a high guaranteed income. While accumulation annuities provide liquidity and Roth conversion opportunities, and they even allow you to have returns linked to the upside of the S&P 500 without the risk of any of the losses or fees. See, while I believe that nearly every retiree should have some form of annuity in their portfolio, it's also crucial to understand that annuities are not for everyone, but they're not all created equal. See, there's also a difference in strategies to consider, and it's important to be well informed about the various options. And I think it's vital that you understand that the majority of these representatives that are out there, especially the ones marketing the large bonus to get your attention, are referring to what's known as an income benefit bonus. That's not a principal bonus. There's quite a bit of a difference. That 10 to 20% bonus that you receive, and even the guarantees, it's not actual tangible profits that can be liquidated. Instead, these guarantees are known as what's called a roll-up, not an actual rate of return. This means that the money in your annuity is guaranteed to increase at a predetermined rate, typically between 5 to 10%. I've seen 12% as well, and is only accessible in the form of an income stream. I want to clarify that this isn't necessarily a bad thing. If you're looking for a vehicle that can generate the most guaranteed income, this is actually going to be the perfect option for you, provided it meets your income needs. However, your decision should not be solely based on the idea of a large bonus. See, big bonuses don't always equate to the most income in the long run. Remember, the attractive bonuses can sound appealing in theory, but don't always add up when it comes to the actual income that you'll receive in retirement or potential growth. See, sometimes the expectations that you sacrifice in order to get the big bonuses don't always justify the results. To truly understand if your options are in your best interest, it's crucial to know the difference between the 2 annuities I mentioned earlier, and specifically the benefits each one provides. Chances are you're receiving invitations to seminars or online solicitations about various annuity options. My hope with this video is to empower you with the knowledge and the truth from all the marketing BS that's out there. Excuse my language. See, the fixed index annuity can be a valuable asset in anyone's retirement portfolio because it offers features and benefits that no other financial tool can provide. Providing information like this is super important to me because I happen to understand or have firsthand experience to what happens when people don't use these tools. Here's a quick story for you. See, my introduction in the financial services industry was because of my father. He was a perfect example of a hardworking American who did everything that society told him to do: go to school, work a good career, work your 30 years, and in theory, you should be fine. Sound familiar? Fast forward to the year 2000 and the dot-com bubble. I'm sure you remember what happened during that period of time. His retirement took quite a bit of a hit, and before it could officially recover, it unfortunately took another hit in the 2008 housing market collapse. And at that point, my father, now 57, had lost more than half of his retirement savings between the years of 2000 and 2008. The market didn't just recover right away, so my father spent the last years of his life working himself himself to the bone, hoping to work his way back into retirement, possibly by 65, or at least that was the goal. But unfortunately, he passed away at the age of 64 from stress-induced cardiac arrest. See, I share this story with you not to sway you or to try and convince you of anything, but to say that if the representatives of that time had been a little bit more educated and less biased, I strongly believe my father would have made better financial decisions because he would have had more options that were available to him, allowing him the relief of knowing that retirement would be guaranteed and making the need to work in his 60s optional versus being mandatory to survive. And for many of you, this may sound very familiar. See, I share this story to let you know that after watching this video, what happened to my father will not happen to you. So this video is going to give you the information that you need to change your financial future. But I'm not naive. I know that many of you I'll most likely never talk to, and I likely won't be the representative to sit down and build out your plan for you. But that's completely fine. I'm okay with that. I didn't necessarily make this video to get clients. Although a lot of people do inquire after watching my video, this video, whether you work with me or not, will help you have the information that you need so that you can make better decisions when it comes to your hard-earned money. My only request is that if you received any value from what you've seen today, I ask that you share this video with someone that you know that is about to retire or maybe retired already. Maybe this is a friend, a coworker, or a family member so that they can have this information and they can make better decisions with their money as well. Is that a fair deal? All right, cool. Now, what I want to go ahead and address is some of the comments that I know eventually will pop up in the comment sections below. And they're going to sound something like this. Dave Ramsey says that I should never buy an annuity, that annuities pay sales commissions, that annuities are crap. Let's digest this. First and foremost, annuities are in no way, shape, or form crap or stupid. And quite honestly, it's crazy to say, being that 99% of Americans would gladly take a pension if it were offered by their employer, and 100% of baby boomers currently are depending on Social Security income to supplement their retirement. And by the way, just in case you didn't know, both of those retirement accounts that you're looking at between your pension and your Social Security, they are both annuities. And yes, annuities do pay sales commissions. There's no surprise about that. Despite all the fulfillment I get from helping people like yourself, I still have to be able to be compensated for my time, and I still have a family that I need to take care of. But it's super important that you understand I'm not a fee-based advisor, and in regards to how those commissions are paid, for fixed index annuities, you can expect about 5% of commission that the representative is going to be paid for the research recommendation that we provide to you as the client. Now, that's completely different from financial advisors who charge a yearly management fee, which compounds with the growth of your portfolio. Their management fee comes directly out of your principal, while the commission that I described doesn't come out of your money at all or any of your growth. In fact, it comes from the marketing budget of the insurance company that provided the annuity. So hopefully that clears up any confusion that you may have had about how commissions are paid and where it comes from. But a warning for you, you're going to have people that are out there trying to sell these tools to you with no plan other than dangling a carrot in front of you, simply to get the money into the account so that they can get paid a commission. And unfortunately, those that don't know what to look for can end up in a pretty bad situation. Yes, it's true, the annuities definitely pay commissions, but that doesn't make them a bad financial tool. It's simply how the compensation in the industry works. To put things into perspective, think about how much you paid your financial advisor in fees over the last several years. Have you ever asked them to break down the total amount that you paid them so far and to estimate what you'll pay them over the lifetime of them being your advisor? Because if you're concerned about commissions, you should definitely be concerned about that figure as well. Because I can assure you, those fees that are coming out of your principal to pay that financial advisor are going to be dramatically more than what the annuity companies pay us in our commission. Additionally, consider what guarantees of retirement income, rate of return, or legacy protection your advisor is offering you in exchange for these fees, as it's usually not. That being said, I do believe that there's some good advisors out there. There's no argument about their importance in a certain aspect of your financial planning. But even so, the best financial advisors or certified financial planners acknowledge that annuities can be a powerful addition to your retirement income portfolio. And trust me, some fee-based advisors will hate me for saying this, but the only reason why they might not offer an annuity is not because their managed portfolio can generate more income and protect your principal. It's actually because it goes against their business practice to keep assets under management. See, if those funds are removed from their management, they'll lose the residual income from the fees they charge. And ultimately, whether the advisor realizes it or not, their business practices and their personal biases against annuities could be affecting your financial future. So if you're open-minded, this video will teach you the benefits, the differences, and how to make an informed decision regarding this financial tool. Once again, I'm not saying it's for everybody, but if it is for you, trust me, it will be the difference in a lifetime. The fixed index annuity is a legitimate asset class. It can provide 100% protection of principal, allowing you to not only earn really good, if not guaranteed returns, but lock in any annual compounding interest it captures. And using the strategy reduces the variation of outcomes in retirement that most financial advisors and talk show personalities fail to mention, as it's easy to talk about the upsides, but the downside feels like a grave that you're trying to claw yourself out of. One very specific concern by just about every retiree is reducing longevity risk. See, this is especially if you're worried about outliving your money in retirement, which is about 98% of Americans. So it's 100% to your benefit to have an open mind as we discuss this subject. And you might be surprised with what you learn while you watch this. But before we get into a breakdown, I think it's super important that you understand that fixed index annuities are not a replacement for the stock market. It's rather simple for you to understand. See, you make a deposit, your account earns interest based on mirrored growth of the stock market. More often than not, it's tracking something like the S&P 500 or maybe the NASDAQ. Your gains are locked in annually, but keep in mind, your investment is not directly tied to the stock market. Fixed index annuities have the safety we look for in low-risk investments with an extra perk of upside potential of indexes like the S&P 500's returns. And if you can conceptualize this, you'll begin to look at these specific types of annuities as the missing piece to your retirement that you've probably been looking for, without risk compared to traditional stock market investments. And the integration of these fixed index annuities create an opportunity for you to accomplish three main goals in retirement, usually without risk in comparison to traditional stock market investments like the 401k or IRA. Those three goals, if you're wondering, are number one, to consistently grow your retirement savings, two, to protect your principal from losses, and three, to distribute a lifetime income that you can't run out of. See, in traditional retirement savings plans, you're forced to basically pick your poison. If you're too aggressive trying to grow your account balance, you risk the possibility of blowing through your portfolio. And if you're too conservative with your returns and drawing too much income, you can risk running out of your retirement too soon. And this is where the fixed index annuity really comes into play. It allows you to move your stock portfolios or your qualified funds into the annuity to capture the upside returns of the S&P 500 or earn guaranteed rates of returns without any risk of losses. Additionally, it offers flexibility to draw income when it's needed or guaranteed income for the rest of your life. But I'm sure you're wondering at this point, but Brandon, why would I ever invest in this when I can invest directly in stock, like Dave Ramsey says? If you're still contemplating that thought, here's something else I want you to think of. Why are you looking at any other options at all? Why isn't your stock portfolio, your 401k, or your IRA enough to generate the income that you need or take you to the promised land like your advisor tells you that it will? Do you honestly care more about what the market might do in comparison to the guaranteed returns, the protection, and the guaranteed income that you can have right now and in the future? Be careful with how you answer this question, because your answer could easily be worth an extra $500,000 to $1 million in retirement income. See, regardless of your opinion, there's a four-letter word that many soon-to-be retirees forget to consider when it comes to their retirement planning. It's called math. While stock and qualified funds may help you grow your account balance in the accumulation phase of your retirement, when it comes to the protection of your principal and the distribution of income, this is where these forms of investments become a major problem in your retirement planning. So let me take a quick moment to explain how fixed index annuities work in comparison to traditional investments before we dive into the numbers and discuss the benefits, the highlights, and maybe a specific option or two that I might recommend. See, when it comes to the stock market, chances are you've seen a chart like this. The red line that you see is a representation of the S&P 500. As you can see over the years, it's been pretty volatile, but we all know that with time, the stock market has done fairly well, especially since 2008. And this is why we want to have money in the market, at least to some degree. But on the flip side, the returns of most Americans' retirement portfolios often fall short of the S&P 500's actual returns. And in fact, many Americans would prefer not to have too much money in the market due to the risk of it possibly dropping 30 to 50% like it has in the past. And as we all know, this can take years, sometimes decades to recover. See, in comparison to fixed index annuities, which track the same S&P 500 growth without any risk, every 12 months, any interest interest earned is locked in, and it has now become your new principal, protecting it from any future market downturns. See, this ensures that your account earns a guaranteed rate of return instead of losing principal and needing years to recover. And with the right annuity, there are no hidden fees either. I should say none that are mandatory. And any fees that are paid into a fixed index annuity are done so by choice, which provide you either with more growth potential or extra benefits like confinement riders or a higher income stream. And see, any fees that are paid by choice. Essentially, it's a pay-to-play situation. But if you don't wish to do that, you can still have a really great option for your upside performance with absolutely no fees whatsoever. Of course, with your principal always being 100% protected. And right now, we're going to compare two of the most common fixed index annuity options. And we'll start off with accumulation annuities, which are designed for growth and flexibility. And then you have income annuities, which are meant for guarantees and lifetime income. The main thing to keep in mind is that when the market goes up, you can earn interest. Your gains are locked in. You're not paying any annual fees unless you choose to. And when the market goes down, you don't lose your money or any of the previous year's returns. And I'm going to take a quick second and say, I'm not trying to criticize anyone. I honestly can't count how many times I've spoken with a prospective client who's come to me after speaking to their financial advisor who's rejecting the idea of annuities being in their portfolio, despite the client's concerns of running out of income. Trust me, it doesn't help when there's really bad representatives out there that are using sleazy tactics to sell annuities as well. And I say this because it bothers me that there are people out there with more interest in pushing their own biases or just trying to make a sale in comparison to people that are actually out there trying to create a comprehensive solution for you as the client. So be cautious. If you hear someone advertising big bonuses, but they have nothing else to tell you, understand that there's more to the annuity than just the bonus. Consider the potential returns. Consider the time frame in which the annuity must be held before drawing income and the actual guaranteed amount you can take home. If your financial advisor refuses to offer you annuities despite your interests, it's likely due to their own personal biases or the limited service that and despite the bonus that the representative may be trying to offer or the financial advisor's portfolio that they think is the best, there's some annuities out there with zero bonuses that in most scenarios would produce significant more income than those with big bonuses or a stock portfolio with even the best financial advisors managing. And with that being the case, let's dive into some quick examples. For example, number one, let's consider an accumulation annuity. Let's say this annuity offers a 10% upfront bonus with a 5% annual cap on the return. So this means that you can capture 100% of the market's gains up to 5% with your gains locked in, and they obviously can never be lost. Now, compare this to an identical accumulation product from another carrier that has no bonus, but instead has an 11% cap. If the S&P goes up 9%, obviously you make 9%. Your gains are locked in and they're guaranteed. If the market goes up 20%, you'd obviously hit your cap as expected because your cap is 11%. Now, let's look at a quick side-by-side case study. Suppose you have $500,000 and you're deciding which annuity to invest in to maximize your accumulation, protect your principal, and maintain liquidity to supplement your income. Should you choose the product with no bonus and an 11% cap for more growth potential, or settle for the product with a 10% bonus and less growth potential? Here's how it breaks down. With the $500,000, a 10% bonus would obviously bump that to $550,000. Now that sounds great, but to really answer this question, you need to incorporate a four-letter word that we talked about earlier, math. Additionally, we'll need to consider the historical performance of the stock market. So let's take a quick look at this breakdown in the period of 2000 to 2023. Historically, the S&P 500 is up every 7 out of 10 years. And it's not just up single-digit gains either. It's often up by double digits. However, in the remaining 3 out of 10 years, the market tends to be down. And these declines are significant, often ranging from 15 to 20 to even 30% or more. Now, let's assume that the second annuity with no bonus and an 11% cap had a positive return 6 out of the next 10 years. And given that we typically see double-digit returns in positive years, there's a very likely chance of your account balance capping out. So if the market is up 6 out of the next 10 years and it caps out at 11, your return over that time frame would have been 66%. Here's the quick math on that. 11% times 6 years gives us 66. And with the 66% return over a 10-year period means you averaged 6.6% per year. Follow me so far? Now, let's compare that to the annuity with the 10% bonus and the 5% cap. Use the same assumption from earlier, and the market is up every 6 out of 10 years. 6 years times a 5% cap means that your total gain over that 10-year period of time was 30%. And if you divide that by 10, that gives us an average of 3% per year. So back to the question from earlier. If you're hoping for the most accumulation, do you go with the no bonus option that averages 6.6% over that period of time, or the 10% bonus option, which is averaging 3%? So comment below which one you think will create the better profit. We're about to do a side-by-side comparison to see which annuity option over a 10-year period will be worth more. And all right, on the left-hand side, here we have our assumed interest rate. As I said earlier, with an 11% cap, we're tracking the S&P 500 because that's the primary index in almost every annuity. We can expect to be somewhere in this range of maybe 6 to 7% after a 10-year period of time. I think that's a safe expectation for an average rate of return. But what if it averages 5% over the next 10 years? That means the $500,000 that you started with is going to be worth about $814,000. And if we look at the other annuity with the bonus, the $550 with the 3% rate of return would only be worth $739,000 in the same 10-year period. And if we look at the other annuity with the 10% bonus, that $550,000 with a 3% rate of return would only be worth $739,000 in the same 10-year time frame. It's pretty easy to understand if you think about it. See, what the insurance company, in my opinion, is basically doing is they're prepaying you the returns that you might have received if you didn't have a bonus, and they're limiting you on the backside. If you earn 5% with no bonus, it's basically the same as earning 4% with the bonus. If we earn 10% with no bonus, it's the same as earning 9% with the bonus. Keep in mind that the thing to remember here is the annuity with the bonus has limited potential. Remember, you only have a 5% cap. In this case, it'd be literally impossible to earn 8, 9, 10+% returns due to the limitations of your performance. See, with that being said, I want to reiterate a key point. Sometimes the sacrifice that you make to have that bonus doesn't justify the results. If you're looking for an accumulation-focused annuity and you're bullish on the S&P 500, I personally recommend that you go with the no bonus option because it's going to maximize your growth and your opportunity for returns. And the best part is you're able to do this without any unnecessary fees or risk of any market losses. However, if you believe that the market might struggle and prefer the certainty of the bonus with less growth potential, that's a valid choice too. Either way, your account will grow in value, just at different rates, of course. And with this approach, you won't have to worry about your $500,000 principal or any interest earned. You can always access up to 10% per year of your account balance while your balance continues to grow in value. And if you pass away, all of your money will go to your family or your trust with no questions asked. And this is super important for right now because these high caps that we're seeing are available because of this high interest rate environment we're currently in. To be very clear, these rates are the best that they've ever been in 20 years. It's an amazing opportunity because you can secure today's interest rates if you're working with the right representatives and the right product. Now, while a fixed index annuity is not a one-size-fits-all solution, it is undoubtedly the most efficient way to incorporate the guarantees every retiree needs. See, there are dozens of ways to integrate these financial tools into a more comprehensive strategy. And because of that, I think this is a great moment to explain how income annuities work and how they can fit into your retirement plan. See, income annuities are different from the accumulation annuities we just finished talking about. Key thing to remember is the growth and benefits of income annuities aren't immediate cash that you can withdraw. Instead, they provide a future income stream. The guarantees, the bonuses, and even the growth will increase what's called the income benefit. But of course, this doesn't come without cost. See, unlike the accumulation annuity, which usually has zero fees, or at least the best ones that we deal with, the income annuity normally has a rider charge that's about 1 to 1.5% on average for the guarantees, which in my opinion is 100% worth it for the benefits that are received in return. The income benefit is the lifetime income that's very similar to a pension that you'd love to receive. This converts your hard-earned retirement savings into a reliable and predictable income stream. Now, similar to accumulation annuities, there are income annuities with bonuses and some without. And specifically, the income annuity options we typically suggest come with guaranteed returns that are described as roll-ups. To keep this idea simple, a roll-up is simple interest that's earned that accumulates each year as the client chooses to defer taking income. Unlike accumulation annuities, the growth does not compound. For example, if you have an income annuity with a 10% roll-up and you plan on moving $1 million into this annuity, and the plan is to defer income for 5 years. Basic math tells us that a 10% roll-up times $1 million is $100,000. You times that $100,000 times 5, and we have $500,000, which means by year 5, you'd have a guaranteed $1,500,000. Now, some of these annuities are known for the bonuses that come along with that guaranteed roll-up. Keep in mind, the bonus and the interest earned in income annuities are not principal amounts that can be withdrawn like accumulation annuities, but they are part of an income stream that can be turned on immediately or later. While these bonuses sound very attractive, what truly matters is the amount of income you can generate from the annuity. To keep it simple, there's a handful of options that are out there, but if the annuity doesn't create more income than an annuity with no bonus, the bonus doesn't matter at all. Ultimately, the key concept for the income annuity is to focus on the overall income potential rather than just the initial bonus. Now, with that being the case, let's compare a 401k or stock portfolio's income stream that can be generated to that of an income annuity. So let's look at a quick case scenario so you can see the total difference. I've actually pulled up NerdWallet. This is something you can use yourself without needing our platform or any of our services. Now, let's say that this prospect is 55 years old. They have $750,000 in a 401k, and they want to compare how an annuity would stack up if they waited until 65 before taking income. Now, let's make the assumption that the 401k grows at an average of 7% per year. We're also going to make the assumption he's no longer contributing because he's no longer working, and I'll be extra generous and say that there's 0 losses from years he earned 7%. Now, if we're all being honest, we know that in today's economy, that may not be the case. But like I said, we'll be extra generous. That means that this client's account balance would have grown to $1,290,000. That's honestly not bad at all. Now we need to figure out how much retirement income that would generate. If you haven't heard of it before, there's a simple rule that all financial professionals abide by. It's called the 4% rule. In other words, the safe withdrawal rate. See, this states that you should expect to withdraw up to 4% of your portfolio balance each year in retirement. And of course, you adjust for inflation. Now, I should mention that this doesn't guarantee that you won't run out of money, but it does help your portfolio withstand any market downturns by limiting how much is withdrawn. So if we do some basic math and you have $1,290,000 and we times that by 4%, that comes out to $51,600 that we can now take in income. But keep in mind, that's assuming that we take no negative hits from a poor market, which obviously is bound to happen. For example, if we were to have a conservative 15% loss, your 401k balance would drop by $193,500. So you'd go from $1,290,000 to $1,096,500, and your income stream would drop from $51,600 to $43,860 per year. So you and I can both see that the amount of income you receive is drastically dependent on the volatility of the market. Now, with that being said, what if I told you that you could guarantee the same, if not a higher income stream with less money compared to your traditional investment portfolio? And this is regardless of the market returns. Trust me, it's a bold statement. I get it. But let me show you exactly what I mean. After reviewing the different options with our team, the client and ourselves would decide to run this income annuity because it generates the highest guaranteed income based off of the roll-up returns. Here's the big catch. We're only going to use 2/3 or $500,000 of the $750,000 balance this client had to fund this annuity. With a starting balance of $500,000, this annuity guarantees a roll-up of 10% simple interest or $50,000 per year. Keep in mind that this roll-up is regardless of the market's volatility, like what we saw in 2008 housing market crash or the 2019 pandemic crisis. And at the end of that same 10-year time frame, the client's income benefit would have grown to exactly $1 million. But the difference is the income that's being generated. That's a guaranteed income stream, as you can see, of $75,000 for the rest of their life. And the best part is the client would have an extra $250,000 in their investment portfolio for other investment opportunities like real estate syndications or business acquisitions. Essentially, they've turned this extra $250,000 into an additional opportunity fund. No big deal, right? It's only a 45% increase from $51,000 a year to $75,000 in income that you can guarantee. So if you have questions, there's a link in my description below that you can use to reach out to us. Lastly, I may have asked this earlier, please share this video with someone you think may be retiring soon or retired already. That could be a coworker, a friend, or even a family member. Regardless, we'd love to help them and they'd receive the same education that you're getting today. And if you made it this far, thanks for watching. Feel free to subscribe and we look forward to helping you find that prolific solution.